Hey Stampers, welcome to Brandy's Cards. So today we're going to do a fun, silly sea life card. Just recently I hosted the book fair. Well, I didn't host it, but the school that my kids go to hosted a book fair, and I ended up being the coordinator, which was a tremendous amount of work, but it was such huge reward. Just watching all of these elementary children pick out books, and then with our PTA we were able to kind of put some money aside and give free books to the children that couldn't afford them. So it was a true blessing. And so if you guys have emailed me over the past week and a half, I apologize if I haven't gotten back to you real quickly. Things have been crazy with the book fair as I was pulling all of the hours. But I hope that you understand it was just a blessing and it was a lot of fun. So that leads me to today's card. So I was kind of in that the theme of the book fair was under the sea. And so I was looking through the Stampin' Up! Catalog and I was totally wanting to continue on with that theme because I had so much fun with it. And I found the Silly Sea Life stamp set. This is super cute. It totally goes along with what we did this past week. And I just loved it. So I thought, you know what? I'm going to play with this and see if I can come up with a fun birthday card for you guys as well. So let me show you. This is where I started. So I just used some fun blues and things with this card. And I just stamped the octopus in the Pacific Point, straight down, straight up. That was it. So it's fairly a flat card, but it's still very, very cute, okay? But then I decided to take a step further and add some more colors. And this is the happy birthday card that I ended up just falling in love with. And so if you take a look here, I used the same blue scheme as I did in the other card, except I added the yellow, the Daffodil Delight, and I believe this is, let me just look, Tangelo Twist is the orange that I used. And then I kind of intermingled the blue. So I loved how this card turned out, and I'm excited to show you how I did it and how fast it really can be done. All right, so let's see here. To get started, you're going to need Whisper White cardstock. It's pretty easy. All of the sizes and dimensions will be on brandyscards.com. So just visit brandyscards.com, and in the top right-hand corner in the search bar, type in there Sea Life, or Sea Street is actually the name of the stamp set. I apologize. I just happened to glance at it. Sea Street. So type that into the search bar and this card should pop up. And if for any reason it doesn't, just let me know. I'd be more than happy to email you that link. And I also want to let you know that I've actually updated my website. And if you look in the top bar, in the navigation bar, you're going to see that it says videos. If you click on that, you're going to see all of my videos just right there in one spot. So I was really, really excited when I was able to pull that together. So I hope that that'll be a huge resource for you too. There'll be a thumbnail and you'll be able to see the pictures of the card or the project, and then you'll be able to find the link with all the sizes and dimensions. So anyway, I hope you check that out. So let's get started with this card. I have 5 markers here. Let's see what I have. I have Pacific Point, and then we've got Bermuda Bay, Tempting Turquoise, Daffodil Delight, and Tangelo Twist. So these are the 5 markers that we're going to use today. And all we're going to do is we're going to have some fun making our own background. I love doing this. We did this at a class just recently, and the ladies really, really enjoyed it. However, let me just show you exactly how I did it, and then I'll tell you the story. So I honestly liked the top of my card with my Pacific Point first. And I'm just going to take and use, just freehand it. And it's funny because a lot of the girls were like, now Brandy, you want us to freehand this? And I'm like, listen, it is not as hard as you think. I mean, honestly, this is supposed to kind of look like, it's supposed to look freehand. It's supposed to look like a handmade card, but it's supposed to have some character. So have fun with it. What I found is if you kind of tilt your marker to the side, you don't want to go like this or, you know, at an angle, but kind of more use, because it's such a long felt tip, use that point of the marker. And I'm telling you, it is a lot easier than you think. So I'm just kind of setting the marker down. And you know, and if I do that, I actually get a thicker line. So that's why I decided to do that. And you'll take a look here. Actually, the joke is a couple of the girls brought wine. And I'm like, see, you know, let's see, the real test is if y'all can do this after a glass of wine. But everybody did really good. Now, let me just point out, If you are if you're a type of person where you're like, okay, I would never freehand that because I would hate if my lines were different thicknesses or, you know, the thickness between each line wasn't perfect. Well, then just pull out your straight edge. That's all you need to do is just pull out your straight edge and use that as your guide. And so all I'm doing is I'm alternating between Pacific Point, Bermuda Bay, here's Tempting Turquoise, and now I'm going to pull back up some yellow. This is my Daffodil Delight. Now you can make these lines as thick as you want, as thin as you want. You can put as much room in between them as you want or not. So remember, this is just to kind of give you the base, the idea in which to start, okay? So you could even throw in red. I could see red being thrown in this and it would look fantastic. But I'll show you what I did with red here in a little while. So now I've got my orange, my Tangelo Twist. I'm going to go back to Pacific Point, Tempting Turquoise, and somebody, you know, I'm sure you guys are wondering, now how did I come up with these colors? You know, quite honestly, to come up with these colors, I just played with the colors that I had. True story. I pulled out all my markers and I just started going at it. And I just had a lot of fun. And I thought, you know what, this is a perfect way to kind of make your own fun designer series paper. So take a look at that. I am all done with my base of my card. It was super simple, right? And it still has kind of a really fun, artistic type of look to it. So before I go any further, let me show you what I did in pinks. Take a look at that. That is Pink Pirouette, Wild Wasabi, and Melon Mambo. Isn't that super cool? I didn't have a chance yet to add my baby onesie to that, but I have a girlfriend who recently had a little girl, and my idea was to do a really cute onesie right here on the top, and so I'll be sure to share that with you guys down the road. Of course, you can do greens. Here's yellow. These are some various yellows that I found. And again, it was just playing. That's why this is a half sheet. See that? Sometimes I think it's fun to kind of see where the inspiration comes from. And literally, this is just playing with markers. So I hope that you guys try some oranges and maybe some of the various greens and just have fun with it. All right, so I'll tell you what. Next I have here is I've got a Pacific Point Square. I have Tempting Turquoise, and then I have Whisper White. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to stamp my fun little octopus. He is super, super, super cute. And so I'm excited. This is going to be one of my next thank you notes. And so if you guys have placed an order within the last couple of weeks, you're going to receive this card, which honestly leads me to, I've had something that's been heavy on my heart lately, and I do want to share it with all of you. Recently, an issue has come up, and I don't want to say recently because this has been for the last few months. Stampin' Up! Has added a no contact box inside of when you place an order. When you go into my online store, there is a box and you can check it and it says no contact. And I think there's been some misunderstanding as to what that truly means. And so what actually happens is when you place an online order and you click no contact, then the order, I do get credit for the order, which I'm truly grateful. But what ends up happening is I get the order and it says no contact. So I don't necessarily know who placed the order. I don't know who you are. One of the things I do pride myself on is sending thank you notes to all of my customers. And I will admit, with selling my home and being PTA president and having a full-time business and a mother and being a wife, things get a little crazy. And so I am late on thank you notes on occasion, and that is just life. But the reality of it is it means a lot to me to have your business. And I will send you a card. But if you place an order with me and you haven't received a thank you note at all, that probably means that you're placing your orders as no contact. And therefore, I don't know you're placing your orders and you're not landing on my list to send you a catalog. So if you're one of those customers who I value greatly, who have placed orders, who have not gotten a thank you note from me at all, please email me, let me know, say, Brandy, here's an order that I placed, and if you have the order number, that would be fantastic. And what I'll do is I'll pull it up. I can pull up the order number, but the order number will say no contact, and we can verify how the order's been placed. And I also recommend you're welcome to call Stampin' Up! Stampin' Up! Will also confirm this information. So, I'm sorry to get into this long, detailed conversation, but it is truly, it truly makes me sad when I get an email from somebody saying, you like to send thank you notes, but I've never received one. And then we figure out it's because the order came in as a no contact, and that's not how it was meant to come in. So please think about that when you're placing your orders. And because, that's also how I'm able to figure out who to send catalogs to. So anyway, let's get back onto our card. I hope that you guys understand, and please know that I truly value your business, and that, it makes me sad when I get those emails, but I'm also very grateful when I get those emails and that you take the time to share that frustration with me, because then I can show you what's happening, and then we can solve that problem. And then I can start sending you cards just like everybody else. And so anyway, let's move on. We've got a fun, happy octopus that I love here. So yes, I'm gonna fussy cut him. I know, you guys are like, seriously, Brandy, you're gonna fussy cut that? Yes, I am gonna fussy cut it. But when I do that, the reason that I'm gonna do that is because if you take a look here, there is this balloon that I loved, and it says HB. And okay, so I'm going to be honest with you. When I first stamped it, I'm like, HB, what does that mean? Well, it came in a happy birthday stamp set, so it was like, duh, it means happy birthday. So anyway, I'm going to show you guys, one of the things I thought that was really, really cute, the HB, but I'm not sure that my grandma would say, oh, happy birthday, you know what I mean? Or my mom would know what that means. So what I did is I stamped happy birthday on the inside too. So I thought that kind of tied it all in together, and it was super fun. So I just wanted to show you that real quick as to why we're going to fussy cut this guy. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you exactly how I fussy cut him. Now, as you're kind of coming around, you're going to see here that it's not important to get really close to the octopus. And the reason is because you're actually mounting him on white paper. So because you're mounting him on white paper, I'm actually leaving, do you see these white spots? I'm actually leaving big, thick white spots around him. And, so don't like get too tripped up on that. Now, with that said, this top right tentacle that I'm cutting right now, it is important to kind of get a little bit of a notch in there because I want to be able to stick my balloon in there. So I do want that one to kind of be tight, but see this top left one? I'm going to just cut right around that, and I'm going to leave all that white space there because you're not going to see it. It's layered on white paper anyway. It's very important that you understand that, because at times I'll see folks at my classes and they'll be so cranky because they'll be into like an hour into cutting something out, and they'll be like, they're just like, can't you just give us a punch or just stamp it flat? You can stamp it flat. But I just thought it really gave it character to kind of add the lift and to kind of cut him out and pop him up. So it's not as bad as you think, as long as you take my advice and try not to worry too much about the white space. All right, there he is. He's all done. See, super cute, little octopus. I'm gonna go ahead, I've got my happy birthday stamp. Now I'm gonna show you this real quick. The happy birthday stamp came from the Age Awareness stamp set. Love this set, really cute. Got the HB on the balloon right there. Now, I also am going to show you in the current spring catalog is Balloon Bash. And so you could use any one of these cute balloons, and I believe this is in our spring catalog. And there's just some fun little balloons in there that you can use as well. So there's just a couple of variations. Maybe it's not necessarily a happy birthday card you need, but just a fun celebrate you type card. So here's my, my balloon. I'm going to stamp that in Tangelo Twist, straight down, straight up. I did try to, when I stamped this originally, and I am going to fussy cut it out because I want to pop it up, that's right. But I wanted to tell you that I did, when I originally did this card, I actually colored the string in black. And you just sometimes just got to try stuff, and either it works or it's not going to work. And that did not work, trust me. It was like kind of like just this black line with this balloon on the end, and it just didn't look very good. So I don't recommend that. And you certainly, you could do twine or something, or you could do a white string. But honestly, this orange, I liked it because it really just kind of pops up. It was nice. Now the hardest part about all this fussy cutting, honestly, is this little hook right here. And the only reason that I'm fussy cutting that little hook out is because I want my little tentacle to hook just like that. See that there? All right, check that out. He's hanging there. That's why, because I wanted to pop him up and I wanted it to hook in there like that. So that's the only like true part of the fussy cutting that you really have to do. Okay, so let's get on to making our card today. We've got Pacific points and we have our tempting turquoise. I'm going to layer that, center that right on top of there. I have my Whisper White square, and before I go on with my Whisper White square, inside of the C Street stamp set, there's these fun little fish. And so what I found is I like them kind of across the bottom, but I couldn't really find the right blue that I wanted, so I'm going to stamp off tempting turquoise and stamp on. And I'm going to stamp off, and I'm going to stamp on. Perfect. Now I'm going to glue it down. Now see, if I would have done that one before I glued it down, then I would have gotten it on my other squares. So that's why it was important for me to like whoa back and stamp it. So then you're going to need some Stampin' Dimensionals. These are like the perfect height. They're really, really great. I just cannot live without my Stampin' Dimensionals. So I'm going to add that to my octopus. That's right, I'm going to add that right here to my octopus. I'm going to set it right there. Oh, how cute is that? He is fun, super fun. Then we're going to add a Stampin' Dimensional to the balloon, and I'm going to kind of hook my balloon string right in here, and I'm going to stick it down. And so now I have this fun octopus, and he's saying, "Happy birthday." We're going to stick our Stampin' Dimensionals on the back side of our image or our squares here. And I honestly always like to do one in the middle. I just find it works so much better if you just put one right there in the middle. And then I'm going to stick it right here to my card. I'm going to center it. Oh my goodness, that is so much fun. Is that just too much fun or what? Awesome. Super, super fun. So now the only thing is that I would recommend on my card is, and see, these things happen to me too, is I kind of stuck my balloon a little high, didn't I? And because I did that, it's really not going to fit in our card unless we bend it. So, that's where you might just want to go in here and say, all right, well, let's just kind of move our octopus down a little bit. And you can move your balloon down a little bit. It's okay. Just kind of move it down, just like that. There you go. So now it should fit in our card just fine. So this is our octopus and our little balloon, and it's really, really cute. Lots of fun shapes and things in there. All right, so now what we're gonna do is we are gonna go and open the inside, and I'm gonna show you a fun way to decorate the inside as well. So I'm gonna go ahead and do that. Super. All right, so here we're gonna take and we're gonna use our Pacific point. Now originally, I started from the top, but I didn't want to, and I worked down with my Pacific point, the colors. But this time I'm going to start from the bottom. And the reason that I'm starting from the bottom is because I really don't want a lot of lines. And I just want all of the colors represented. And I wasn't sure really where to start if I just wanted a few. So by going from the bottom up, it just worked a lot easier for that reason. So I'm going to add a yellow, just like that. And then I'm going to add one more Pacific point because I feel like it just sort of finalizes it. Then I have Daffodil Delight here, and I've got some cute little stars. I'm going to stamp my stars here. And I'm going to actually stamp another one because I like odds. And then I have a crab, and the crab is from the from the C Street stamp set as well. The crab's going to go right there. Now, just in case my mom or my friend or whomever doesn't know what the HB means on the front, we're just going to make sure that they get it. So we're going to put Happy Birthday and Tangelo Twist right there on the inside of my card. Yeah, you guys like it? I hope so. It's a really fun card to make, and it's really easy, honestly. And you can take it a step further if you'd like. I have one of our Stampin' Up! Whisper white envelopes here, and you take it a step further, and you could start here at the top with Pacific Point, and then I would open it, and then I would move down with my Bermuda Bay, right across the back of your envelope, and then Tempting Turquoise. And then I just really like that yellow on that next to that turquoise. And then add a little bit of Pacific Point. And then we'll go back to Bermuda Bay. I mean, can you guys totally see how much fun you could play with colors and have fun with these colors? Whether it's these colors or some other colors, I think you could just really have a lot of fun with this. Super, super fun. All right, so I'm just about done. A couple more here. We'll go back to Bermuda Bay, Tempting Turquoise, and then we'll finish it off here, I believe, with some Daffodil Delight. All right, check that out. Isn't that fun? So now you have a beautiful happy birthday card. And then of course, when the recipient opens it up, it says happy birthday on the inside. It's super fun, it's festive, and you know, and it reminds me of the book fair that we just had that was so successful, and the kids just loved it. And so I'm kind of coming down off of that great feeling of serving the students and the school. So anyway, I hope that you enjoyed today's project. I hope you check out my blog. I am going to share some of the fun pictures from the book fair. I totally took some like foam stuff from Lowe's, and we made this like coral and spray painted it, and we put it up for the kids to enjoy. And so I just can't wait for you to see it. So I'm going to post those pictures with this, and I hope that you enjoy them. Thank you for stopping by Brandy's Cards, and stay in touch, and I hope that you have a blessed day.